Okay, fire away. I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
ready for.
Yes. Okay, so this is the live art show, Nitty Gritty Art Talk. Here we have Bara. She is a wonderful artist, and she's gonna regale us with lovely tales of the wonders and struggles of being a freelance artist. So we went over a couple of these questions before, Bara, but do you mind like rehashing some of them again?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Okay, so first things first. Are you able to make a sustainable living with just your art, or do you have another job to supplement that income?
Right now, I'm doing mostly art. Sometimes I get bits of freelance jobs here and there, so I take them because of the money.
All right.
But mostly, I'm trying to do just art.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So, what do you think has been the most difficult part for you so far of being a freelance artist?
Well, I think finding clients, it takes so much time, and I wish I could be just painting all day, but you have to go out there and, even if it's just in social networks, you just
Yeah.
have to invest some time doing that. So, yeah, that finding
Gotcha.
clients.
Yeah, definitely finding clients. What so far has been like the best way for you to find clients? Do people more so find you, or do you go after clients?
No, well, I do Facebook a lot.
Mm.
I have been paying for the ads sometimes, and I've gotten a lot of clients out of that.
Really?
And word of mouth. Yeah, it works. It actually works. I pay for a week, and sometimes I get 5 clients out of it. Sometimes I get just one, but if I just get one, it's worth it, I think.
That's so cool. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. So when you're doing the Facebook ads, now you said they've worked for you. How many times have you done the ads on Facebook?
Every time I have like a special offer, so
Mhm.
far maybe I paid for 4 or 5.
Okay. So on Facebook, the ad system is like I guess for however many impressions you get, it'll like go up in price. What types of prices and about how long do you run your ads for?
Well, I pay the cheapest,
The cheapest,
and
yeah.
yeah, I think it's 30 NT and you can use that for 7 days or something like that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's
So
really cool.
I pay the cheapest, yeah, just to try it out, and it has worked. So probably if I pay more, I'll get more clients, but I just pay the cheapest, yeah.
Have you noticed any difference between like what ads have worked better for you and what have not in terms of I don't know, wording or types of pictures, anything like that?
No, I think it depends on what I'm giving a special on. My stamps have
Hmm.
worked like wonderfully,
Yeah.
and I paid a couple. I paid for other art pieces, which are much more expensive, and it hasn't worked. So I think people like to
Interesting.
buy like low cost, like not cheap but affordable things. So yeah.
Exactly. So you mentioned your stamps. Now, Bara has a really awesome website, you guys. It's on my screen here. It's alibarahona.com, and she does these awesome stamps that she makes herself. And she does a special where she makes the stamp and she has an ink pad that she sells with it. And they're really cool. You can customize them with cute little monsters and get your name on them. And they're really cheap and awesome. I guess what has been the best for you selling the stamps, and how exactly did you come up with that idea?
Well, I do wood block. I
Hmm.
really like wood block. And my girlfriend got me linoleum block
Hmm.
once for my birthday. So I started with that. I posted it on Facebook, and people started saying, "Oh, I want one." And so I started like that in Taiwan. And because, it's a stamp mania over there.
Yeah, it is.
So
People love it.
it went pretty well. And when I moved to Guatemala, I moved back. I thought, well, I'm going to give it a try.
Hmm.
People are not maniacs about stamps here, so I don't know how it's going to go. But it has been really working really well. People like it.
That's
So,
awesome. That's so cool. So really, it was kind of almost like just I don't know, people seeing it and wanting it that made you want to sell it.
yeah, it took me a while when I made the first one. I got feedback and people started saying I want one, and it took me like 6 months to start selling them, and then it went like crazy. I haven't stopped selling them since then.
That's so awesome. That's really cool. So when choosing stuff to sell in your online store, do you normally go just based on that? Like people have told you, "Oh, I want that. You should make that." Or have you thought about products to just put up and see if people like? Which do you prefer?
Yeah, I put some of my paintings over there, but it hasn't gone that well. I think I have steady clients that buy my paintings,
Oh, that's cool.
but through Facebook, I think maybe it's expensive artwork for selling on Facebook. So yeah, I try to sell smaller things on Facebook and on my online store.
Okay, gotcha. So as far as selling art through any type of other social media, I know you mentioned before that you get more buyers on Facebook than you do on Instagram, but I guess like have you found it easier to sell art online, or have you found it easier to sell it in person?
In person, actually in person. If it's small, it goes pretty well online. But if it's much more expensive, like big paintings, which are, a little bit more, you need more money for it.
Yeah.
I think exhibitions are better. Yeah, exhibitions, or if you know somebody and, just meet them in person.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's my problem. Is like everything's so big, and people want to buy it, but they don't have money. Big things are expensive.
Yeah,
So let's see.
exhibitions work better with that.
Gotcha. How many exhibitions have you done on your own?
On my own, not that many. Maybe I think I have done like 3 or 4 on my own, and then I have done a lot with other artists. Yeah, I
So
don't paint like collections. You need like a whole collection of something to do an exhibition by yourself, and I get
Really?
bored easily. So yeah.
right, it is a
So I
problem.
put bits of here and there, and I think people like when it's a collection.
Right.
They like to go to an exhibition. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I definitely feel the same. I've been asked to do some exhibitions, and people are like, "Oh, but we want like a theme, a collection with a theme to have an idea."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I don't. Why?"
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. So I know you've done a few exhibitions, and I know you've done like festivals and things like that. How do you find doing the festivals and doing the exhibitions and having those like really public events? How do you find that as far as like revenue or exposure?
Oh, it has helped me a lot.
Really?
Some
Okay.
festivals, some festivals, you don't get paid for it. You just have to pay. Sometimes they give you materials or stuff like that.
Right.
But I've gotten clients out of that. So always people
awesome.
come to me and tell me, "Oh, I saw you in this or that festival, and
Right.
I like your artwork. I want something made for me or something."
Right. Oh, that's awesome. All right, cool. So as far as I guess what has worked the best for you, as far as like festivals go and having booths, what do you think was your best one?
Oh,
Maybe like
I don't
indoor
know.
versus outdoor, or like I don't know, a general festival like music versus something specific like the art expo.
Yeah. Well, I've done mural festivals, and it has worked. It works very well because you're painting live.
Right.
So you have to interact with people that go to see the festival.
Right.
So when it's live paintings, I think it works better than just an exhibition because they're seeing the actual process, and sometimes they stay there like the whole time, and they when you start, there's nothing, and they don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
And when it's finished, they're like, "Oh my god! Like I saw the process, and it's amazing." And they start that's how they like your art because they see the process. I think.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, because I think with a lot of people it can get really intimidating. I think seeing just completely finished pieces, and maybe I guess seeing that process connects you to their art.
And also for them to understand that it takes a while, and you put the prices out there, but it's worth it. So they understand why it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's so cool. All right, awesome. So, let's see. As far as like shifting, I know you said that you had newly come to doing art full time. So what was your process in that? About how long do you think it took you to get there?
Oh my god, I've been working for more than 10 years in
Yeah.
industrial design. So I have worked in designing furniture and designing products. And I always did art on my own, like, on the side,
Yeah.
when I get back to work, doing art, on the weekends, doing art. And that's what I like, and my day-to-day job, it was so boring, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? And even though I started out with art, and I'm not making that much money, but I'm happier.
That's
So
awesome.
money
Good.
for me now is not that important. Yeah, I'm happier. I don't want to be in a 9 to 5 job that I'm not happy at. So
Right.
yeah, that's why I decided to go this way.
That's amazing. I love it. Are there any particular like artistic skills that you have found that you either have had and they've worked out really well, or that you've needed in order to get jobs from like just other commission work in like today's artistic market?
Yeah, because I'm an industrial designer. I
Hmm.
know Photoshop and Illustrator and computer programs,
Hmm.
and sometimes it comes in handy for advertisement of my own art, or doing my own posters, doing my own things
Gotcha.
in the computer. So for marketing, it helps a lot. Like
Gotcha.
computer skills help a lot. Yeah.
So, did you study in industrial design? Do you have like a degree in that from an art school?
Yeah, I'm an industrial designer, and I have a master in arts and cultural industries from
Oh,
Taiwan.
gotcha. Very cool. That's amazing. Good on you. So, have you found like having that degree has that I guess like brought you any type of prestige? Have you gotten more opportunities because of your degree, or do you think that it I don't know maybe wasn't necessary except on a skill level?
Not for doing art.
Hmm.
Like, if I want to get like a formal job, it definitely helps to have a degree.
Okay.
And I have been living in different countries for a while, and having a degree helps, because if you don't have a degree, getting the visa is so hard. But for
Interesting.
doing art, I think it doesn't matter. It's like what you do, what
Right.
matters. But if you want to go live in another country and get a working visa, having a degree definitely is the plus.
That's amazing. I wouldn't have even thought of that, I guess, in relation to, I guess, if you wanted to do art in other countries. So you're saying that that needing that degree in order to get a visa is like, I don't know, would you say that that in and of itself, if you wanted to go do art in other countries, would be completely worth it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we live in a world that they need degrees
Yeah,
for them to notice you.
right.
So, like, I worked in Taiwan after I studied in Taiwan my master. I worked for almost 2 years there,
Hmm.
and they hired me because I had a master degree in Taiwan. Even though it wasn't art and I
Oh,
worked in industrial design,
right.
not really related. Just the fact that I had a master, they wanted to hire me. So yeah, it
Really?
helps. Yeah,
Oh, that's
it
super
helps.
interesting. What was it
Yeah,
like
it doesn't
getting?
matter what kind of master you have. As long as you have a master or a degree, yeah, it will make it easier for you to get hired.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we that's definitely check for degree as far as your oh gosh, what's the word? Your experience has gone. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. What was it like getting an art degree in Taiwan?
It was great. I think Taiwan has, um, I don't know, the classes, they were so traditional that you learn traditional stuff, but doing like modern. I
Right.
don't know how to say. You learn traditional techniques to do modern art. So, and Taiwan and China and Asia, it's amazing to learn traditional techniques. They're amazing on that, and they have so many talented people. I had a lot of fun in Taiwan learning everything. Yeah, it's
That's
good.
awesome.
Taiwan is good.
Nice. That's awesome. Do you think what were the prices like for getting an art degree in Taiwan? Because in America, it's almost kind of like highway robbery with the price of the degrees.
I had a scholarship, so I'm
Mm.
not that sure, but I think my friends paid, it was almost $2,000 for a semester, I think.
Oh, that's not bad. That's like less than
Yeah,
a community college.
yeah.
That's awesome. That's perfect. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about contracts. So, do you make your own contracts for any commission works that you've done for other people? I know you do a lot of mural works for restaurants and things like that.
Not for my art. If I do freelance
Okay.
work for big companies like industrial design work, I
Mhm.
do contract. Because it's harder for them to pay you sometimes, so you have to do a contract. But
Definitely, definitely.
if it's a commission for an individual,
Hmm.
I ask for 50% in advance or 100% in advance, and they're fine with it. I trust my clients, they trust me, so I don't do contracts for my art.
Okay, okay, interesting. So you definitely ask for part or the full amount in advance.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any like bad experiences with that?
Not when after I started charging in advance. Just one that they didn't. I gave the final product and they didn't pay me the other 50%. So just once, but everybody else sometimes they pay me 100% in advance because they don't want the hassle to going to the bank and depositing twice.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, but I never start now. I never start a project if they don't pay me at least 50% in advance because before I've had people who didn't even collect the artwork afterwards.
Really?
It
Why
was
would you
like,
not?
yeah, I have no idea. And I had this experience with a friend, well, somebody I knew, and I didn't charge him because I knew him.
Oh
And
no.
then I was like, here's your artwork and come and pick it up. And he never picked it up, he never paid it. So I have his work.
Oh gosh. Well, I don't know. I think it's definitely important to I guess ask for at least that partial investment, right? Because at least that will pay for your time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you definitely should. That's awesome. That's good. That's perfect. Let's see. How about when you're looking for any commission jobs, I know when it comes to art, it's kind of hard to, I guess, be really picky, like be choosy about what jobs that you take. Have you ever like turned down a job because it was just too weird or not the right fit for you or not your style?
Oh yes, a lot.
Really?
When I switched to art, I told myself I'm not gonna do anything I don't like to do because
Mm,
that's what industrial design. I have industrial design for that, you know. If I
right.
want to do something I don't like, I'll go do industrial design. So
Gotcha.
art, it's I only do things I like, and that's it. Some people have asked me to do different styles, and I'm
Hmm.
like, why are you hiring me to do somebody else's style, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, I just don't do it. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I get a lot of because I try to take that approach to it too. There's like people will ask me to do I don't know like really hyper realistic stuff. It's like, have you seen my artwork? It's all
Yeah.
cartoons. But a lot of people I guess kind of get combative with me on that. In like oh you're just starting out, you're really new to the business, like you need all of the experience and like exposure that you can get. What do you think of like people who have that opinion?
Well, I don't care about what they say. Like, I'm doing art because I like it, not
Right,
to make money out of it. If I can make money out of it, of course, that's what I'm trying to do now.
right.
But if you start doing art just for money, not because you like it, then it's gonna become a job, and you're not gonna like it anymore. You know.
Mm,
So this was a hobby. This is something I really, really like. I want to keep liking it,
right.
for the rest of my life. So I'm just if somebody tells me that I should be doing something else, well, just that's their opinion. I'm not gonna do something else just because of the money.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah, I completely agree. Let me see. See, give me 1 second, Bara. I want
Sure.
to make sure I have this in the other tag. Okay. All right, perfect. Okay. So, let's see. Let's talk about let's talk about your website. So you have a really awesome, sleek-looking website. What do you use to get your website going? And I guess what do you think would be the best way for people to go about making their own website?
I use WordPress because it's really easy to manage it, and I don't need a lot of experience doing web design.
Gotcha.
And my theme, I just purchased it from somebody who's a web designer, and install it in WordPress, and it has worked pretty well.
That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, WordPress has this app on it where you can make your own website, and it's not just a blog. And they have a bunch of themes that are free, but you can also purchase themes and add them all in. You don't have to be tech savvy. That's really cool. So you use WordPress. Do you have any, I guess, like tips and tricks on how to make your website look good when you don't do a lot of coding?
Not really. Well, if you buy like a really nice theme already designed, you don't need to do anything else. Just it's all about the photos that you put in.
Yeah.
So nice photos, take nice photos of your art. If you cannot take the photos yourself, just ask a friend that knows how to use cameras to take the photos of your art. And it's all about the photos. At the end, it doesn't matter what kind of theme or what kind of website you have. If your artwork is looking good in the photos, it will get sold.
Nice. Yes, I love it. What do you do to take photos of your art?
Well, I use Mockups. They have some pretty cool Mockups already set in, and I just use Photoshop to put my artwork there in the Mockups.
Oh my God, that's genius! What a great idea!
Yeah, because there's always the people that like to take photos of settings and stuff like that. So I just find these Mockups for free,
right?
And I just put my artwork there, and it looks good. Yeah,
nice. That's amazing. I love it. So let's see. I guess Mockups for anyone who aren't in the know are I guess like already nice lit, like well positioned photos. Maybe of like frames or things like that you can actually put your art inside to make it look like you took this wonderful, beautiful, lovely photo of your framed art and it looks like more professional to people. That's completely genius. I don't think I ever would have thought of that. So definitely use Mockups for your website and your online stores. Now your online store is pretty cool and easy to use. What do you use for your online store, or did you make it yourself?
I use Ticktail.
Ticktail.
And it's a server. Yeah, it's a server. They give you everything for free. Well, their name will be on, like, mine is barashop.ticktail.com.
Okay.
That's that's what they give you for free. You have to use their name. But they already have the themes already. Yeah, so you can use their themes. They have I think around 15 themes that you can use. So yeah, everything is for free as well.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. That's really cool. So WordPress for your website, Ticktail for your online store, and you can combine those. So when you click on Bara's website where she has shop, it'll go directly to her Ticktail, and that is perfect and seamless for anyone who like doesn't want to make their own store. I tried that one time and I got a lot of like really confusing people who are like, how do I do the description? How do I put it in my cart? So getting a nice website is really good for online sales. Now, when you're doing stuff in your online store, have you had any complications as far as, I guess, shipping and getting traffic to your online store or anything like that?
Yeah, getting traffic. Getting traffic to the store is it's a hard thing to do. It's like Facebook, you have to spend a lot of time on it. But I get most of my purchases through Facebook or word of mouth, like I told you. And if people are in another country, I tell them to pay me through my website, so through my shop.
Right.
So my shop works only, it has worked for me only for that, so people can pay me when they are in another country.
Gotcha. Okay. How do you go about, I know people get really confused sometimes with online stores and taxes. How do you go about doing your taxes and stuff from having like online income?
Well, if you're in the U.S., have to be, I know, honest about it. So if you made $1,000 and nobody knows about it,
right.
you have to say it or not. So in Guatemala it's the same, and I get paid through PayPal and I leave my money there until I need it. I do my purchases using PayPal.
Right.
So yeah, I don't really pay taxes.
Okay. Nice. Perfect. All right, so let's talk about like pricing and stuff for your artwork. I know we talked about before how people are much more willing to pay for original art when they have seen the process and they feel connected to it. But how do you go about pricing your art in general? I guess let's talk about like personal, like just your personal work first.
Wow, that's a hard thing. I always my stuff like really affordable because I just want people to have it. I'm just happy to have. And sometimes people say, "Oh, but I can only pay a certain amount of money," but I really like it, and I will sell it to them. Because I'm just happy to have people buy it.
Yeah.
So I know it's not good if you want to make money out of it, but I'm really happy giving my art. So yeah, it's really hard. Sometimes I price it really high, it won't sell, so I start changing the price and lower and lower, or give a special price for a special event or something like that. So yeah, that's hard. I cannot give tips for that.
Gotcha. No problem. Normally, when you're pricing your art, I guess in general, do you go of more of like an hourly type thing, or like how much effort you put into it, or do you go based on materials? Like, what is your I guess reasoning for your prices?
I think how much time I would take on it.
Okay.
If it's
so time-wise.
If it's a wood print, I know it takes time, so I would price it a little higher. But the prints, it depends on how many prints I do. So if I do 100 prints, it would have to be a little cheaper than if I do 5 prints.
That makes sense.
Yes, and if I do just one painting, it depends on the size and how long it would take me to do it. So yeah, I put all that into account.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. So I guess as far as pricing when it comes to your murals, because you do a lot of commission mural work, and your murals are awesome, but they're huge and gigantic and take up sometimes even multiple walls. How do you go about pricing for stuff like that, for murals and for like I guess the materials involved?
When it's murals, I always ask people to give me the materials. I don't put any materials at all.
Interesting.
So they have to give it to me.
Okay.
And I usually start charging per square meter.
Per square meter.
Yeah, sometimes they don't have the budget to do it all, and they tell me I have this certain amount of budget. So when they give me a budget, I know, okay, I will only do the outline, or I will only use one color.
All right, so we are live again.
Okay.
Yes, we're live again. It's good to go. All right, so let's see. When it cut off, we were talking about what exactly you do for pricing when it comes to your mural work, and you said that you normally charge by a square meter, right? But if they have a specific budget, you cut that down by either doing the outline or just doing one color, and you never provide your own materials. You always ask them to provide the materials. How do you know exactly when you're doing mural work? Because it can be quite large, and sometimes you do many different walls at the same time. How do you, I guess, if they're going to provide the materials, what do you normally estimate for materials based on how much space you have? How do you tell them what materials you need?
Well, I usually do like a base color, color that I'm gonna use the most. So I know for that they could buy like a bucket. I don't know, bucket, right? A bucket. And then for the other colors, I ask for quartz.
Okay.
And if it's not enough, then I ask them for more later. But usually it's enough. I just had one time that they had to buy more paint later, but it wasn't a problem for them. They said it was okay.
So when you say bucket, do you mean like normally I guess house paint comes in like those paint cans and that's a gallon of paint, and
Yeah,
the dry and the buckets are like 5 gallons. So
yeah. So
just a gallon.
when you go to the store, they tell you how many square meters will a gallon cover.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
you estimate by that depending on how many square meters the area has. So
Okay,
you kind of know how many gallons you would need or how many
gotcha.
quarts for the colors and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, very cool, very cool. All right, so let me see. I know that you do a lot of mural work, which is completely awesome. Do you have any tips, I guess, on I guess like when you're completing a mural job, like what would be the most efficient way? What's the best way? What have you found is like really terrible, like you shouldn't do this when you're doing mural work? Anything like that?
So nothing terrible,
Okay.
but just don't try to. You usually sketch something, so don't try to make the sketch the same as it is in the wall. You know,
Okay.
because it's a different measurement. It's I don't know. I usually sketch very roughly,
Yeah.
and then when I go to the place, I change everything.
Okay, okay.
So nothing is like my sketch, and I'm not a perfectionist. So and I keep adding stuff. You know, if I see there's something is missing, I add stuff. Or if I see something won't work, I don't put it in, or stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I'm really not a perfectionist. But if you want your sketch to look the same, like your mural to look the same as your sketch,
Hmm.
then you have to measure. You know,
Right.
those like squares and stuff. Some people use projectors for that.
Yes.
I hate projectors. I don't use them. But yeah, my art is it changes in the wall. So
Right.
when people see the sketches and then they see it on the wall, it's totally different. I do what I'm feeling at that moment. That's what I like about my murals. That
Gotcha.
sometimes you just add stuff or you just change everything, and it's nothing like your sketch. I just do whatever I want on the wall.
That's really cool. That's super cool.
Yeah, I
So
never have a plan.
that's awesome. I think some people try to plan too much, and that's where it goes wrong.
Yeah.
So you've been doing murals for quite a while. When you had first started getting into that, I think for a lot of people the big gigantic space is way too intimidating. But how exactly did you overcome that, and was it difficult for you to transition?
It was. I always wanted to do murals, and I
Hmm.
tried spray paint on my house a couple of times, and it was horrible. And then there was this festival in Guatemala,
Hmm.
and I knew one of the artists, and I told him, oh, maybe I want to try this out. And he saw my work and said, okay, I'll leave you space.
Okay.
And that was the first mural I done. I've never done, I never done it before, and I just went for it, and I really liked it. Not with spray paint. I always thought murals had to be with spray paint,
Right.
and when I did it with regular paint, it was like, oh, I can do this. Spray paint
Ah,
wasn't for me, but with regular paint, I can do this, and it was nice, and I liked it, and I kept doing it.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
So it was just all about finding what was your true medium when it came to murals.
yeah,
That's
yeah. I think
cool.
so.
That's awesome. We've got a question in the audience for you from Exitoa. He's asking if there's any music that inspires you to create.
Not really. When I'm working, I always watch like zombie series or zombie movies. It's weird, I know.
Okay.
But I just like the sound of like, in the background, and that focused me a lot. I don't know. Somebody told me that it's because maybe I'm feeling like I'm being pursued, so I focus on something really well.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. I
but
love that.
I never listen to music. I always watch like weird series when I'm working.
That's really cool. That's interesting. I like that. So let's see. Can you give us like a basic rundown of how you make your murals or your personal art, just from like inception to completion? Like what are the basic steps for you?
Yeah, I don't sketch that much.
Okay.
think on in my mind what I want to do, like sketching, but in my mind, you know.
Right.
And until I have something like I really like, then I do one like fast sketch, or I just do the final one. So
Cool.
I never sketch that much. I just finish it. But I think a lot. I think a lot. So until I have something on my mind, then I put it on paper, and that's the final thing.
Do you do you visualize it in your head very well, or is it just kind of like it just comes to you as you're going?
I visualize it in my head a lot. It's like I'm sketching, but in my head, like I think about all the little tiny things that I want to put, and then I draw it.
Okay.
I don't like, you know, sketching and sketching and sketching a lot. I just think about it and a lot in my mind, and then when I have something that I like, I draw it.
Gotcha. That's very cool. That's very cool. I love it. So let's see. Have there been any like best places that you found to make art or have commissions? Because I know you've done art in many different places around the world. So is there a place that was like the most inspiring, you think was the best for artists to get opportunities, anything like that?
Taiwan.
Definitely Taiwan, really?
Yeah, it was, I don't know why, but people in Taiwan are very sharing.
Gotcha.
They like to share a lot. So if they like your art, they will share it and share it and share it. And they will try to find you, opportunities, and they will go out of their way to, find you things. So I think Taiwan, I did a lot of stuff in Taiwan. Most of it was word of mouth from friends and friends and friends and friends. And that's how I got into festivals in Taiwan. And that's how I painted murals there. And yeah, and sometimes I just went to talk to people and told them, hey, I do murals. Maybe you need a mural for your restaurant.
Right.
And they would say yes. And yeah, I think Taiwan was amazing. I miss it. Till this day, I still miss it. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, yeah. So mainly, from now and what you've said before, word of mouth is has definitely worked best for you as far as exposure and getting opportunities. Yeah. So you gotta talk. You gotta be social. Right?
Yes, I know. I hate being social, but word of mouth is the best kind of marketing you can get for your artwork. Because, what you say about your artwork is one thing, but when people are fans and they talk about your artwork to other people, you get more fans.
Yes.
And people get excited. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yes, I love it. That's really cool. So I know you've done a lot of festivals and expos, and you've done a lot of work with murals and had a lot of clients. But have you done anything along the lines of like an internship? Have you ever done any art internships?
Not art internships. I did an art residency in Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah, and that gave me a lot of exposure, helped me a lot to do things and to have a space also to work.
Right.
So yeah, but not art internships.
Okay. But you did an art residency. Did do you have like an art studio now? Do you have a separate studio space from where you live or anything like that?
No, I have a room that I want to get ready for my art space, but it's not ready yet. So I just work in my living room and my dining room, and yeah.
Do you think it's important to have like a separate space to do your art? Does that help you, or have you not noticed the difference?
Yeah. Because when I work, I'm really neat in my public spaces, like dining room and living room. So when I finish, I want it to look like a living room and a dining room, not like an art space. So I have to take everything away, I clean and everything. So that's every day. But when you have your own like art space, you can leave it as is, ready for the next day for you to work. So I think it is important to have an art space.
Gotcha. Definitely cool. Let's see. Let me ask about like you connecting with friends. So you said one of the best ways for you to, I guess, like get your art out there was word of mouth. So what is a really good way that you found to connect with other artists, either in foreign countries or just in general?
Just write to them. You know, whenever I travel, I try to find places where I can paint.
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing emails and writing them messages on Facebook and stuff, and telling them, I'm gonna be in your country. Do you have a place where I can paint, or we can paint together? And sometimes I get answers, sometimes I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But when I get answers, it's just pretty cool because you just, you know, paint with people from other countries, and you have this connection, which is painting.
Yeah.
And you make friends. So it's nice.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, just
I love
talk
it.
to them, you know, send them emails. Don't be afraid. If they don't answer, they don't answer, and that's it. But if they answer, then you got a connection, you know.
Gotcha. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, so definitely you've got to put yourself out there in order for people to know who you are.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
Nice, nice. So let me see. Let me ask you if have there been any, I guess, kind of like horror stories of doing any freelance work, or like I don't know, some kind of like crazy things happening in different countries, or I guess people being like super negative about your art? Has anything like that ever happened to you?
Not really. Oh, well, when I was, not a horror story, but you know, in Guatemala, like street art is still for gangs.
Right.
So when I was doing this festival, the first festival I participated on, there were a lot of people who were telling us like we were gangs, or what were we doing, that we were ruining the city, and we were doing something bad, and then we were gonna be punished by God and stuff like that. So,
but your art is
really
so happy and positive.
Yeah, but it was you know, it was a festival, so there were people with a spray paint and you know, all kind of artists, so all kind of street artists, and they still see mostly spray paint. They still see it as something bad and something that only gangs do. So yeah.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Yeah, so gotta be careful in Guatemala if you want to go and spray paint.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, even in Taiwan, if they catch you spray paint in a public area, you go to jail.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Luckily, I feel like Taiwan's becoming more open for street artists. I think you see more stuff all the time. People getting people to like paint their outside grates and stuff like that. So hopefully they'll get some I don't know, some changed opinions.
Yeah.
Who knows? Hopefully. So let's see. What in your experience helps with like lack of motivation? So I know that that's one of the like some of the hardest things about being a freelance artist is like you've got jobs and you've got deadlines, and sometimes you just don't want to draw. Has that ever happened to you? Do you have a problem with it? Do you have any advice on like getting past that?
Yeah, when I get a commission, I always give my clients 3 to 5 days extra on the deadline. So in case I don't want to draw, and you know, so I have this extra time that I can use. So, and if I don't really, you know, want to draw, I call the client and tell them, oh, I have been really busy. I have a lot of work. So I'll give you your piece next week or something like that.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem. With art, there's never a serious deadline unless it's a present.
Right.
They just want your art to be okay. So and they know about the artist process, so they're okay with it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So just being open and being honest.
Yeah, and take your time, because your artwork is your face. So just if you don't want to draw, just you will relax and then try the next day. Don't rush it.
You're right. You're totally right. I think people come into a lot of, I guess, like difficulty and trouble when they try to rush their art, and it just ends up being a bad experience for everyone.
Yeah.
So let's see. Are there any good like resources that you think other people should check out? Any books or websites, or I guess like YouTube channels that have helped you with your art or your career that you think people should be paying attention to?
Yeah, there's a lot of books on how to sell your art, especially in the US. There's a lot of resources of where to go, how to approach galleries, how to approach festivals, and how to do your your statements and stuff like that. Mostly for the US, because they kind of tell you the tips for that country.
Okay.
But yeah, just keep looking online. You'll find a lot of resources also. The statements are good if you're going to participate in festivals and exhibitions. So how to do your artist statement or your artwork statement is good. So just find out online, research. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. So just definitely like you want to focus on your artist statement, being a good one is
Yeah.
what you're saying. Gotcha. Okay. Very cool. So artist statement. So let's see. So now we're going to ask anyone in the audience who's watching right now. Does anyone have any questions for Bara? So let's see. We've got quite a few people. Let's see.
They're all shy.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you don't get people who interact with the chat so much. Let's see. I'm still trying to maintain like a good balance, I guess, in the show of like interacting with the artist and doing the interview, and then interacting with people in the comments.
Well, if they want to ask me questions afterwards, they have my information there, and they can surely write to me, and I will try to answer them as best as I can.
Gotcha. So let's see. We have a question. AJC wants to know what made you want to work with wood blocks.
Well, I really like printing techniques,
Mhm.
like silk screening and wood block. I always wanted to learn how to do wood block, and then I tried it once. I got into a workshop, a small workshop on how to do it, and I really loved it. The way that you have to carve your art and then print it. It's just, I don't know, it's a different feeling. I really feel like I'm doing art when I'm doing wood block cutting.
That's really cool.
So I think it's amazing. I think traditional techniques are like so much more exciting. It takes so much time, but then you see the end result, and I don't know, it just makes me happy and cozy inside.
That's awesome. I love that. Let's see. Exitoa is asking, can anyone become a good artist, or is it something that is innate, in your opinion? What do you think?
I think anyone can become a good artist. You just have to practice. Practice. And there's so many different styles, It's like you see Picasso's art, and, you can create your own style and become good at it. Just stick to something and practice that thing, keep practicing. If you like woodblock cutting, then practice that until you are the best of it in it, So just keep doing the same thing all over and over again until you're good, and then you can change techniques.
Yeah, that's great. That's definitely true. I know that and one of my favorite things about art is that it's like it's a time craft for sure. Like you don't peak when you're 21 or anything like that. You're just always going to get better with age as long as you keep doing it.
Yeah, I think it's with anything, not only with art. If you keep practicing, you can become good at anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree completely. So let's see. All right, Bara, I think I'm gonna let you go. I think with the interview and all of the craziness that we had, you have given me quite a lot of your time, and I appreciate it so much. Is there anything that you wanted to say to leave off, like any, I guess, just general advice that you would have for other people trying to get more into art as a job, as freelancing?
Yeah, well, just anyone that wants to switch just to do art full time, it can be done. You can make money out of it. Just be passionate about anything you do, and at the beginning it's gonna go slow, but it's gonna go up later. Just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and always put your heart in it, and it will go okay.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much, Bara. Thank you so much for talking to me. So if you guys want to look at more of Bara's stuff, she is over right here on Facebook under Color Me Bara. She has a website too. Her website is pretty sick. It's alebarahona.com. That's ALEBARAHONA.com. So go ahead, check it out. And again, she's doing specials on her monster portraits right now. You send her a picture of yourself, and she makes an awesome, adorable, cute little monster out of you for $15 USD. It's a great deal. She's doing them all October, so check it out. Thank you so much, Bara.
Thank you, Kara.
I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.